Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue. Crazy trades happening here in Calgary. We've already gotten rid of Camilleri, Wideman, Butler, and in return, we've gotten 2 first-round picks, Chris Kreider and Dylan McIlwraith. And I must say, I think that last trade from the New York Rangers was one of the best I've done in NHL 13 so far. I know it just came out, but I've done my fair share before it came out just to try it out. And you know what? It's because of the trading block. It's because the New York Rangers, they're going for the cup this year. Their GM says we can give up those young guys as long as we're getting guys that can help our team out. They're willing to give up Kreider and McIlwraith, 2 20-year-olds, for Wideman, who definitely helps out their defensive core. Not that they need it there in the Rangers. And Butler, who also helps out more depth for their defensive core. And I think the icing on the cake was that second-round pick, definitely, all right? But I still think it was a great trade for us. Now, before I make any more trades, because we still have a lot more trades to do, I know you guys want to see the simulation, but again, part of our plan is to make sure that we get as the least amount of points as we can possible. So we have to get rid of the best players on our team to make that, to give us the best chance at that. So what I want to do, before I start trading away guys like Kiprusoff and Jerome, I want to bring up all of our young guys that we know are going to be part of our part of the 5-year plan, all right? Like Irving, he's going to be our backup, but we don't have anything 4-star or better in net yet. I signed this Johan Gustafsson guy just as a young prospect of the future, but still, we don't have any... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do something. Hang on a sec. Let me go to contracts. We don't have any young super prospect goaltenders, but we're going after that in the draft. But what I wanted to do was, I forgot, I got to try and sign all these guys. And yeah, I don't know where the Calgary first-round pick this year was. Jankovic or something like that. You Calgary fans know who I'm talking about. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's too young or something. Maybe he's like still a college player or something. Do we have any good guys that haven't been signed? 3 stars, nothing special. No, we don't really have any guys who haven't been signed yet. Hang on. Anybody? Goalies? I think I had a... Yeah, I did have... Yeah. This guy is a 3.5-star goalie, so I'm just going to give him a contract. There you go. All right, so we signed that 3.5-star goaltender. All right. Now, what I want to do is roster moves. I want to bring up the players that I'm going to be playing this year that we know are going to be part of our franchise. All right. Now, goaltenders, we haven't figured that out yet. Send to juniors. Yep. All right, defensemen. Now, who do I want to bring up down here? Let me just see who's down at the bottom. All right, so there's no defensemen down at the bottom that I want to bring up. They must already all be up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we have 8 defensemen up here. So Brody and McIlwraith are both our 4-star defensemen right now. All right, so they're great two great top 4 defensemen of the future. I'm not saying that they're going to be first liners, but on our team they could be. But on a perfect team, second liners. But they're still great prospects to have. All right, so they're going to be playing this year. This guy Derek Smith, I don't need you. You can go to the minors. Bomeister, Giordano, I'm on the fence about trading you guys. I don't know just yet. Barker, same kind of thing. Sarich, Babchuk, Brody. Okay, Babchuk we're going to send down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there's our 6 defensemen. All right. Right wingers. Is there anyone down here I want to bring up? Nope. Okay. Jackman, you can go down. Oh, that's it. Barcheesi, you're coming up. Furlands, 3.5-star, you're coming up. Anyone else I can send back down? I just want to get a good sense of where everyone can play. 3.5-star, you can come up. It's not the greatest, but it's a 4th or 3rd liner of the future. Max Reinhardt, you can come up. I got to send somebody back down. Hang on. Forwards. Jackman, you can go down. Kostopoulos, you can go down. Reinhardt, you can come up. Turavani, you can come up. Granlund, you can come up. Up. Send somebody. Ooh, okay, we're pretty much stuck here at the top. I'll send Glenn Cross back down and bring up Granlund. All right, so there we go. We got all of our 3.5-star players or better, our young guys, up on the top team. Now, hang on a sec. Hoodler, all these guys, yeah, that's good. That's fine. Let me send... Ooh, I should go back. Hang on. I should go back and send... What's it called? The players that I'm trading away down to the minor stage, and you can go down. Stepniak, you can go down. Brule, you can go down. Is that it now? Tanguay? There you go. That's it. All right, so best line. So for the future, where is Barcheesi? Barcheesi is definitely our first line left winger of the future, no doubt. And he's going to play in our first line this year because I'm going to make him a 80-something overall by next year. You need to play him on the first line for him to get as much experience as you can, okay? Yeah, he's going to suck this year, but I guarantee you want him to grow quickly, put him on the first line. So Barcheesi, you're going on the first line, all right? Furland, this guy was, what, 3.5-star? left winger. He could be like a third liner, so I put him down here. Kreider, definitely want this guy. 4-star left winger. All right. I could put him on the right wing. Don't worry about the position. They can still play different positions. Don't worry about that. Backlund, I wanted you on the first line. All right. So there's our first line right now of the future. Possibly. Barchisi, Backlund, and Kreider. Sniper, playmaker, power forward combination. Not too bad. Teravainen, a Toivo Teravainen, 3.5-star. All right, so he's not going to be, he was on free agents for a reason. He's not going to be super amazing, all right? But a third line for us for the future, definitely. Reinhardt, he was going to be better. I think he was 4-star. Yeah, he's 4-star. So he's coming up to the second line. Perfect second liner of the future. Granlund, he was 3.5-star, so he can fill out that third line with Furland, Teravainen, and Granlund. And then we have Reinhardt, who's a good second-line center. Tanguay, Como, Iginla, Hudler, Horak. All right, and then Horak was what? 3.5-star. Yeah, so he could be a fourth liner or a third liner. We could switch him in there. It doesn't matter. All right, so basically, we already have like a future team ready to go here with Barchisi, Backlund, and Kreider. They won't be like all 90 overalls. Barchisi might get to 90 overall. Backlund and Kreider might be mid-80s, but still, they'd be able to get it done. Second line, we only have a center. We don't have any second line wingers of the future, so that's something we need to look at, all right? I'm just trying to get it so you guys can visualize what our team's going to look like. Third line looks like it's complete for the future, all right? We would definitely want to go after our second liners before we even want to think about third liners because we have players who can fill that void, and fourth liners, you can always use free agency for that. All right, defensemen, Bouwmeester and Giordano, again, if anything, they could hold down the second line spot if I get a few first-round picks where I can get really good defensemen. But they can also hold down the first line spot. I know Bouwmeester, I know Giordano is only a second line defenseman or a top four defenseman, but he can still get it done. It's not the worst thing in the world, all right? You've seen other teams who don't even have a top 2 defenseman, all right? We could still get it done. And Cam Barker, I think he's top 6, right? Yeah, he's top 6, so he fills out the bottom. But Brody and McIlwraith, they would be our 2 second liners of the future. So I think we could keep Bouwmeester, but maybe Giordano make a trade for and get somebody who we know is going to be a first line defenseman. Giordano possibly could become a first line defenseman, but he's on the brink right there. I'm just saying. And he's also, is he 29 years old? I thought he was 28. So he's already turned 29. And so is Bouwmeester, so they're actually going to be 34 by the end of the last year. So they actually are kind of old. Interesting, but Jerome and Kipper are definitely going first, so we'll get back to that. But you guys see what I'm talking about. Brody and McIlwraith fill out the second line defensive pair. We don't have any third line, so we still need to figure out our first line defensive pair of the future, our second line wingers of the future, and our goaltender of the future, okay? So we know. Okay, good. All right. So in the last video, we checked out the trading block, and that's how we found Chris Kreider. But that was pretty much the only prospect that was available. So now we're going to go back in, and we're going to just trade for draft picks again, because I don't know if there's going to be any other amazing players out there. But actually, you know what? I'll check for both, because I'm going to be looking for teams who want our players anyways. All right, so we're going to go Jerome again. We're going to try and get rid of Jerome right now. Kiprusoff's a bit of a hard one to trade, because you trade Kiprusoff to a team and they all of a sudden become a good team because he's an elite goalie. So I think I might want to trade Kiprusoff for a prospect, but Iggy can go to a team. Alright, so let's find a team that wants Iggy. Remember, the Rangers didn't want him because of his salary. Ooh, it'd be interesting if no teams want him. Minnesota wants him. Alright, so Minnesota. Damn, Minnesota's like the only team that wants him. Oh, Buffalo wants him too. Alright, so Minnesota and Buffalo. And you know what? I don't want first-round picks from either of those teams. Minnesota is probably going to be a very good team, and Buffalo as well. I mean, Ryan Miller's a beast in this game. So you know what? Ooh, interesting. Let's check out Minnesota's rookies. Oh, Granny Smith, and they're willing to give him away. Damn, his trade value is outstanding, though. Granny Smith, baby. Michael Granlund, 20 years old, 4.5-star potential. He'd be perfect to play alongside a Parcheesi as a center playmaker. Oh, my God. He's going to be amazing in this game. He really is. But the only thing is, his trade value is very high. I mean, look at it. I'll just put him on the table. Compared to Iginla's. All right? It's way up there. But they want Iginla, and they're willing to give him up. So it could be possible. But before we do that, let's just check any other players on their team that they're willing to give up here. Goalies, no, they're not willing to give away any goalies. Skaters willing to give away. Let's see here. Granlund, Coyle. Ooh, Matthew Dumba. Yeah. 4-star. All right, so another top 4 defenseman of the future. We already have 2 of those guys. So maybe another 4-star potential defenseman. I mean, he'd be good to have. I'm not saying he wouldn't be good to have, but we have other needs right now. You know what I'm saying? But still, he looks pretty good to grab. Coyle. Ooh, right wing. Ooh, a right wing 4-star guy, Charlie Coyle. This guy turns out to be that second line winger that we need. All right, this guy would turn out to be that second line right winger, definitely. Charlie Coyle. He was drafted by the San Jose Sharks, actually. All right, I actually think. All right, hang on a second here. Let me sort by this. Interested in giving away. They got Matthew Dumba, Phillips. Let me go over here. Phillips is only 3-star. Okay, Dumba's 4-star. Let me find all the guys who are 4-star or better. Bulmer is 3.5, not good enough. Granlund is 4.5, that might be too good. Coyle is 4-star, I like that. Let's keep going down. Spurgeon is 4-star. Let me check out this guy. He's already a top 6 defenseman. Yeah, he's a 4-star. I would rather take Dumba over Spurgeon. All right. And then we're getting to their pretty older guys now. All right, so you know what? Granny Smith boys might be off the table, all right? Let me just put the 3 guys here that I'm interested in. All right, so you got Granlund, Dumba, and Coyle. What kind of goaltenders does Minnesota have? Are they interested in a goalie? Hang on, let me just see here. Goalies, Backstrom is still, I think he's very good. Yeah, he's an elite goalie. They don't need a goalie. He's the same as Kiprusoff, basically. All right, so Granlund, Dumba, and Coyle. I think if I wanted to trade Jerome for just Dumba or Coyle straight up, that would probably go through. But Granlund, I don't know. All right, and for some reason the league won't approve it anyway. So hang on a sec. Let me just take off Dumba and Coyle. Now, why won't they accept this? Let me see. This trade will put the Minnesota Wild organization too close to the league maximum salary cap. I figured so. All right, so you're going to have to give me some salary back here. Do you have any players with a lot of salary? Ugh, they have. I don't like that because their players who have salary are not only players that they want to keep, but they have actually pretty good trade value. This Foster guy, would that work now? No, it's still salary cap problems. No, that's not going to... It's going to be hard to trade Jerome Iginla away with his $7 million contract, boys. Jerome's got a big contract. Let's go to Buffalo, see if they had any prospects over there. Hang on a sec. Buffalo. All skaters willing to give away. They have Grigorenko. Let's see. He's only 3-star. Nah, it's not good enough for my team. He's only 3-star potential. Pysyk. Let's see this guy, Pysyk. 4-star defenseman, all right, but we already have 2 4-star defensemen, so unless you're getting a forward in there as well, it's not really worth it for me. Tyler Ennis, but they're not willing to give him away. No, then we're getting too old. Damn, the 2 teams that could take Jerome Iginla kind of tied up when it comes to money. Minnesota, let's try this again. All right. Give me Granlund. All right, you're going to have to give me some salary here, though. You're going to have to give me some salary. You can't give me Heatley. You got to give me, like, this. He's not even part of the team. He's in the AHL, so it won't even matter. You got to give me Brodziak. All right, yeah, that'll help it go through. But now they don't want to give away Brodziak, so that's going to hurt it. Whatever, though. We got to try this out. So hang on. They can take Brodziak. What do I put? Foster and Powell. That might work better. Or Stoner and Christensen. Let me just try these 2 guys. Christensen and Stoner. Or Christensen and Powell and Stoner. Do I have to add one more player back now? Jesus, you see this gets so tough with friggin' high salaries. Kostopoulos? No, okay, screw it. Just going to go back to Brodziak. All right. Kyle Brodziak, we'll just take him on, whatever. Now, this is not, like, guaranteed this is going to go through or anything. I'm just saying. Who else would they be willing to take on from my team? Bomeister Barker. That's just way too much salary. No, they're already pushing salary. They can't take any of those players. Brule they could take, and it wouldn't hurt their salary, I think, because... Wait, does it affect it? Yeah, it does affect it. No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, it doesn't. All right, I'll put Gilbert Brule in there as well. There you go. Now, what is it? Too many players under contract? Give me this Kuma guy back. No, they won't accept that now. God damn it, why not? But Brule is on my AHL team, so why is it affecting the salary cap? When I ask for for somebody back from them with the AHL, they don't ask it back. Maybe they put it into consideration. Like if I wanted, let's see, like Heatley back, they would accept it now. Interesting. Hang on a sec. I'm thinking in terms of NHL 12. I know I'm probably not making much sense to you guys right now because I'm thinking too much, but hang on. Let me salary cap again. There you go. Cullen, he might be a good one to go after. See, why won't that go through now? Let's see. Still too close to the salary cap. Jesus. Who else could you give up? No, they don't want to give. No, I'm getting too much here. All right, so let's just try to make this work with Iginla and Brodziak, all right? Okay, so we'll add a draft pick into this. We'll add the third-round pick from that year that we're using all the way down there. I don't think this is going to go through the way it is right now. I can't add any other prospects or anything to it, all right, because of their salary cap situation. And I really don't think this is going to go through with Granny Smith being up there the way it is. But let's just see. Jerome Iginla for Granny Smith. All right, so to be honest with you, Minnesota's not too thrilled to part ways with what you're asking to send us your way. Yeah, see, it's because Brodziak is in there. All right, so you know what? You know what, boys? I think we're going to skip. Yeah, we're going to skip on Jerome right now. Jerome can't be traded with that salary cap. He might have to stay for a year or closer to the trade deadline. Just because. We can still trade Kipper, though, but $7 million is way too much to trade away. Kipper's only 5.8, so he'll be a lot easier. All right? Yeah, let's get rid of Kipper right now. Let's trade away Kiprusoff. All right, see which teams will want Kiprusoff. Okay, so who is that? San Jose wants Kiprusoff. They want to replace Nemo. They'd be an amazing team if I gave them Kiprusoff. Hang on. Is there any other team that wants him? Ugh. Only San Jose wants him, so we got to trade him to San Jose. To get the best back from them, basically. Let's see. Do they have any young skaters in San Jose? I don't think they do. Let's see, this Hurdle guy, we checked him last time. 3.5-star center. I don't need him. Logan Couture, they're not going to give him away. They're not willing to give away anything here. And if I get first round picks, I mean, geez, it'll be like playoff picks for Kiprusoff. Oh, but I gotta give them away. I have to. Is there anyone else I can get off this team? All skaters. Let's see. I'd love to get like what's it called, Logan Couture, but there's no way I'd get that type of player off them. There's no way. Man, I think I want to hold on to Kiprusoff for now. Just because if I trade him away to San Jose for first-round picks, they're going to be an amazing team. I mean, look at their freaking roster already. We just go to, I won't even go to overalls, but look, forwards. All right, they have 5 first-line forwards and a second-line forward. So there's your top 6, 3 third-liners and 3 fourth-liners. They got their forwards. Defensively, they have 5 top 4s and a top 6. So they're just missing the top 2s. All right, and then the goaltender, yeah, you're getting. Oh, what about this Anderson guy? If he's a good prospect goalie, maybe. 3's nah, he's nothing. He's nothing. So we're gonna have to find another team to give Kiprusoff and Iggy to. Fair enough. So let's go through the teams here. Let's find a team with a crappy goalie. St. Louis. No, I'm pretty sure St. Louis has a good goalie. Tampa Bay, Lindback, Toronto. Ooh, we could trade him to Toronto. Give Toronto a good goalie. Because their best goalie, I think, is Reimer. Let's see how good he is. Yeah, he's 78 overall. He's considered a backup goalie. If we give them a goalie, they're probably gonna have a really good season. Let's see here. See, they only have one first liner, which is Phil Kessel. They have a bunch of second liners, so they fill out their depth lines. They just don't have that first liner. And then defensemen, Phaneuf's the top 2. They fill out the top 4. And then they have a bottom 6. So you give them the starting goalie, it looks like Toronto is going to be a playoff team. But I could take maybe one of their. They're not willing to give away any skaters either. All right. So I'm going to try something with Toronto here. I want your first round pick for this year and your first round pick for next year. Let's see how stupid Brian Burke is. All right. And I want Morgan Riley. That's right. Now, who else do you guys want from our team? Because I know that Toronto can take on a lot of salary here. Skaters matching. All right, Bouwmeester, Barchese, Barker. I could give them Barker. Brody, I want to hold on to Brody. Backlund, Kreider, McIlwraith, Reinhardt, Giordano, Como. We could add in Brule to that deal. If I add in Brule, all right, that still goes through. All right, so Kiprusoff, Brule. All right, so now I'm just thinking here. Kiprusoff covers the first 2 first overall picks, all right? Now, Brule for Morgan Riley. I don't think that'll go through. Who else could I add to this deal? Glenn Cross, I could add. All these guys down here, boys. I mean, I'm not going to use anyways. We could send Lee Stepniak back to the Leafs again. That won't go through now. Too many players. So, you know what? Let's just check this out with the... I'll add in that third-round pick from that year down there. All right. Let's see if the Leafs would be willing to take on Kiprusoff. I know they don't want him, but I could still see this going through. Why? Because they're willing to give up these 2 first-round picks. All right, Kiprusoff has a very good trade value to cover those 2 first-round picks. All right, they want Gilbert Brule. They don't want to give away Morgan Riley, and the 3rd-round pick is icing on the cake. If they don't accept this, it might just take a little bit more to push it through. So let's see. Will it go through? All right, you aren't completely barking up the wrong tree here, based on what you were asking from us, but Toronto isn't excited about it either. As for your assets, you are quite off in value based on what you are offering, and it doesn't meet our trade block needs particularly well. All right, so I'm quite off. So let's add something back. Skaters. I don't want to give Blake Como Stajan. We can give Stajan back to Toronto. Why not? Jeez. Now give me your worst player, Toronto. See, the problem is with Toronto, they don't want to give away any skaters. So everyone I ask for, it's like they somewhat want to keep him, all right? But now, so it's basically the same trade, but now just Stajan's trade value with Orr's trade value. So they're getting that much more, okay? And if I'm getting Morgan Riley, and 2 first-round picks from a questionably playoff team, I'm willing to give up Kiprusoff, Brule, and Stajan. Absolutely. Will it go through? No, still not. Same thing on the top. You know we just aren't that interested in what you are offering, even though it's quite close to fair value. So they're actually even saying that what I'm offering them is actually pretty good for value-wise, but they're just not willing to give up what I'm asking. So we're going to add one more thing to it. I know you guys are thinking, oh my God, he's overextending. Trust me, I'm not. You're getting your first-line defenseman of the future in Morgan Riley right there. He's 4.5 stars. All right, that's why it's so hard to get this guy. They know they're giving up a first-line defenseman of the future and 2 first-round picks. They want to make sure they get a lot back here. And they're still not getting a lot back, but whatever. I give them this Horak guy. They're actually pretty interested in this Horak guy. And he's 3.5 stars. He's not bad for us, but we don't have room for him. Remember, we've already filled up our lines, okay? So I wouldn't mind giving away this Horak guy. So I'll put Horak in the deal as well. All right, and this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to add their next worst player. All right, and this is as far as I'm going to go. They've already said that the trade value was pretty similar. So if they don't accept this, we're going to have to move on and go somewhere else because just sometimes it just doesn't work. All right, so once again, 2 first-round picks in Morgan Riley for Kiprusoff, Brule, a 3rd, Stajan, and Horak. Will it go through? Yes, it did. On behalf of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization, I accept your trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. Another trade offer that was very even. Very even, all right? We gave up a lot, but Morgan Riley, boys, we just stacked our freaking team, all right? Bring him up, and now you have Barchisi, your 4.5-star forward of the future, and Morgan Riley, your 4.5-star forward of the future, all right? Let's go to assistant coach, best roster. All right, so you got your 2 rocks there, and for the next 2 years on the draft, 3 first-round picks, Calgary, Philadelphia, Toronto. Next year, 3 first-round picks, Calgary, Philadelphia, Toronto, all right? So the rebuild is in place. I don't know, maybe hold on to Jerome Iginla going into the season because of his salary cap, but Kipper is gone. Good luck in Toronto, Kiprusoff. And now Toronto has their number 1 goalie.